I realized that there was a lot of people that were missing out on interior design. So people in smaller spaces like apartments, condos, or even like setting up like STR units, things like that. And so that's when I developed this company now, which is The Apartment Designer. And the whole thing was to be like, okay, you move into an apartment, just because you're in an apartment doesn't mean you can't create your own space and make it what you want it to be. And so that's what we developed kind of together. You know, we were both working together, and we just like realized when we were leasing these apartments, first thing they would say is like, where are we gonna get furniture? And I was like, I can get you furniture. Like, I can do all of that. And before you even move into your spot, I can have it fully set up, furnished, decorated, everything's done. And then you just bring your clothes or whatever you're bringing. Seattle seems very DIY. Like, and so you can still do that, right? Like, but maybe you want a curated look. So hire a professional to put that together for you, and then take it and do it.
I mean, I think like, honestly, like we're probably the type of people that you might be looking to work with. Cause I'd say we're pretty DIY.
Yeah.
But like,
definitely.
But there are spots where we just like, we get stumped, or, so I think like having someone come in and like make a template for us or something. Yeah. We're not gonna listen to them right now though, okay, hun? You can watch it, but no sound right now because we're doing video. Okay. So you've been here, you said like 5 years, which I really like because you've done like iterations, you said. So take us through, this place is very inspiring because a lot of people come in to like a newer build and just kind of leave it like a white box, especially if it's a rental.
Yeah.
But you absolutely did not do that. So
We surely did not.
take us through.
So I don't know if you can see, but we did add a full-size rug in here, which most people just do a runner.
Oh, a rug in the kitchen.
And we did a rug in the kitchen. And we did do it the same color as our floor on purpose, because we just wanted to add that texture, but at the same time not make it too busy, because we have a lot going on in this space. So it's just a little layered.
So it's more for like, it's more for texture than color.
And it feels good when,
And for your
you know.
feet.
We're thinking about redoing our kitchen, and there will be under cabinet lighting because it adds a lot, but you like added extra lights on the table.
I'm a big fan of lamps in the kitchen. That is like my favorite thing to do with clients. So it makes me really happy that we come home and there's this beautiful light. And then even if it's at night and there's no light, you still have a pop of like warmth in the space. So it makes me really, really happy.
Yeah. Okay, but be real though. Does this look like this all the time?
It does.
No.
It does. It does.
No, that was
To a
just
certain
today.
extent.
Just for today. You gotta tell the truth. We're not gonna
It
be
does to a
lying
certain
about
extent.
this.
The only thing is different, we don't have the books out. And the reason why is because, you know, we cook a lot and all the, you know.
You just need the counter space.
It makes, well, no, not that. It just makes everything really sticky, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And so you're constantly like cleaning. So that's the only difference.
But as of today, it's gonna be left like that to see how long we can do it. Because this one, I came in and she had it transformed. Like after work, I came home.
Do you always have onions in the bowl?
Yes.
Yeah, we always have it.
Really?
Yeah, we always do.
We actually have more onions down below.
We have some hiding because it didn't fit the bowl.
Because we cook a lot.
That's actually really solid because I just bought a Costco bag of onions, and like that would be a very easy way to add decor.
Yeah, that's right.
Every section works in the space. He cooks like every night. So I don't cook that often anymore, but it makes it a lot easier for him.
You gotta give a shout out to our buddy Caleb made us from
yeah.
scrap wood.
He actually made
butcher
this
block.
for us.
Yeah.
for
Which
our
is
wedding.
like-
So now we use it all the time for like our chopping chicken,
That's
food,
that
fish, and all
nice?
that stuff. So that was nice. That was a nice added
Such a
touch
nice
to it.
gift. So I think the biggest thing that I feel like people miss sometimes is lighting. Never just use your overhead lighting, especially if you're in an apartment and it's all that you were given. Add lamps, add lighting where you can. Like if you have a space that, you know, has the electrical work, put it in. If you have a space that doesn't, put in a battery operated light. Make it to where it's your own and it's not just what you were given. So definitely lighting.
I've been watching way too much TikTok recently, but all these women mostly are doing like here's my evening routine for how to wind down so that I can wake up really early and be a power person, essentially. But like lighting is a big thing. Like we do not allow overhead lights after 5 p.m. But I get it because Alex went on a lighting kick at our house recently.
Last year, I added a whole bunch of lights.
I don't feel like
Nice.
it's all the way correct yet, but it is.
Not quite, but
Well, honestly, it's not. you did make it so that we don't have to use the overhead lights, which helps a lot, especially like evenings.
Yeah.
But then I would say you also did add some overhead lights because when you do want them, you want it to be bright. Like if
Yeah,
you're working
you do.
or
You're working or you're reading or
cooking
something.
or I don't know.
Oh,
Sometimes,
yeah, we
sometimes
added more
you do
lights, more can lights in
Yep.
the kitchen, and then a lot of lamps in the living room.
want options basically.
Nice.
You want options, layers,
You want
and
Layers, yeah.
also picking the right type of light. I think
Color,
sometimes I
too.
go into people's homes and they're still dealing with like a cool white,
Mm-hmm.
and that just
Temperature,
ruins
temperature,
everything in your space as far as like how it looks. You want to mock the outside, right? So something warm like sunset.
That's one thing we do when we get a house ready to sell is we go through and unify all the
All
lighting
the
colors.
lights.
It's like
Yeah.
one of the
Have to.
first things, and we have to do it at every house.
Yeah,
Like,
isn't
you
that
have to.
interesting?
Yeah.
It's such a simple thing, but it gets missed quite
Yep.
often, and it makes such a big difference. Like even right now, I have 2 lights that are not on specifically because I cannot
of that
find the
reason,
bulb. This was originally our floor mirror when we first moved in.
Your floor mirror?
Like it stood this way,
Oh.
and then we switched that out, but we don't want to get rid of it, so we hung it horizontally.
Would not have thought.
And I
that.
think that it works really well because now it opens up the kitchen, whereas this was
Little bit,
just
yeah.
a weird wall that you can't like really put any art because of where the
The switches.
they're like, hey, let's put these switches dead center.
Yeah.
So it's like it's worked out really well.
Yeah.
What happened? Did you turn off?
Yeah.
Oh.
Come on, you know the bathroom really
I don't know
well.
what
You
the
put the
bathroom looks
wallpaper
like.
up.
The bathroom really well.
Because he put the wallpaper up. I went out of town for a week and I gave him, every time I go out of town, I give him a project. But this one was for his, to put the wallpaper up. And he waited till the last minute, the last day to do it. And everybody thought that he
huge.
wasn't gonna get it done.
Yeah, most of my buddies were like, nah, dude, you're not gonna do it. I was like, "You just watch. Sunday, all day Sunday.
All day Sunday.
Already done. That's it. Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Do you
okay,
wanna-
so we got that light fixture at Second and Reuse store or something like that.
Second use?
Second use, yes. And now the light is what, battery operated?
Yeah, because there's no hard wire there, but we wanted some lighting in the space.
Yep.
So we just put a battery operated light bulb.
Don't
inside.
have to hire an electrician.
That's nice.
Not to spend a lot of money. That was what, $35, I think.
did.
Yeah, look at that
In his
wallpaper.
one day.
My one day. Look at the seams. The seams are off. But
you-
it was beautiful.
You can't really tell unless you're really, really looking hard.
Now we're in this, I guess, this trend of like neutral colors and sandy colors. I think like Crate and Barrel has that. I fell in love with that look, so I was like, let's do like something like pinkish salmon, sandy, and like she bought it into it. So I was like, all right, let's do that. And it looks beautiful. It feels like very relaxing when you take a shower or after you
Yeah,
take a shower.
that's
Just like a
nice.
spa.
I mean, originally this was a white box, right?
Yeah.
So to have all these elements when you're, renting is a really big
Yeah.
luxury, I feel like, to me. So on the opposite wall, we decided that we wanted something framed, but art is really expensive. So we went out of our way and framed this rug sample.
I love that.
What was that, free?
That was fun.
It was like $2 at
$2?
West Elm.
Is there a sentimental attachment to the
No, I just love the color. The
Yeah,
color
the
just
color
made me
just
happy.
comes out.
And, and it matches our new rug that we put down in here. And
Yeah.
when you bring it all together, it really pulls together nicely.
Tip number 2.
Clean storage. So I have a lot of clients that always want to have like open storage, bookcases. But if you know yourself and you know you're not going to keep it clean, then do closed storage. So something that you can hide, your everyday stuff, your everyday life, but it still looks nice from the outside. It's such a big deal. Also, creating space, so getting stuff off the ground. Floating shelves is a great tip to clean up the space and give yourself more room.
It feels bigger.
yeah,
Right? Not
for
having
sure.
it go all the way to the ground.
Definitely. And then just creating spaces where you need it. So like behind our sofa, we have a sofa table, and underneath that is where we keep like
ladders,
our
some
ladder,
of our
mats
area
for like
rugs, yeah.
summertime. Things that we don't need all the time, but you do need to get to, and you need a space for it to be.
I do feel like open shelving, especially like in kitchens, is kind of in right now.
That's so trendy.
But I always wondered, like, how do people actually, like, there's no way this looks good when it's not staged, right?
No, it doesn't.
it doesn't. We walk into
I'm in those
some-
homes.
Yeah, if you live here.
Yeah, no.
We bought our house. When we bought our house, it had just like floating shelves in the kitchen, and we immediately took them down.
We just
Yeah.
put up
a
temporary, like we
cabinet.
couldn't afford to redo our kitchen at the time, but we
Yeah.
put up temporary like plywood.
and they're still up.
They're still up, but I was
work,
like, I'm
but
not
they're
They're
quite.
working.
They're
But it's
working,
better
yeah.
to hide the junk than to have. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just makes everything more, when you walk into your space,
It's
it
clean.
just feels a lot
Feels
better.
clean and
Yeah.
organized.
And I think for us, like, I really believe in having a space for everything. So like your keys go here. Your, at the end of the day, your bag goes there. Like everything has its space. So
Yeah.
it's not like you're just dumping everything on one. This is our famous sofa that I did not choose. But everybody thinks that I chose it because of the color.
Yeah.
So this is what started everything off, because I have to work with this
Now,
coral.
why did I choose it?
I have no
I
idea.
chose it because I thought it was gonna be good back support for me, but now it is.
But you picked the color. It could have came in any color.
Well, I was
Yeah.
envisioning. You sold me on the vision of what you wanted to do with the space. I say, oh yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it.
I want to point out that my coffee table is the wrong size. As an interior designer, I don't want people coming for me in the comments because I know for a fact it's the wrong size.
Okay, so what size is a coffee table supposed
So
to be?
you should definitely have space like where you're standing. It should be
It should
smaller.
be right in
and
here,
it should
this
be able
area
to
here.
fit in the middle. So an ideal size for this space would be like 32, 36, round.
Rounded.
So
Okay,
you
so
create that conversation.
This is a
area.
question for us in our house. When is it supposed to be round versus like square,
Yeah.
rectangle?
So I usually do, if you have a chase, usually a round, because then it creates a conversation area between all of your chairs.
Okay.
If you don't have a chase and you have chairs on the opposite side, I would recommend a rectangle.
Okay.
And then, square is also an option. The reason this table is here is because my father made it. And so
Beautiful.
anything that he makes,
Like
I
the-
have to keep. It
Yeah.
means a lot to us because we brought it from LA and it's
Yeah.
like a piece of our family is here.
Especially like in the midst of everything else that's so curated.
Yeah.
It's just like
Oh, thank you.
Fun.
So something that we did here to give us space is we didn't do a standard console like you would normally see. We floated everything off the floor to give that space, walking space.
Yeah, avoid the wires on the floor, even though you still have some. But the thing is, we wanted this to be just empty, like just clear of clutter. No clutter.
Not much in here, but
We have our books.
it's enough
Some of the books in there.
for what we need, and it's all hidden away. No big deal.
Yeah,
Our urban trails
Seattle.
for Seattle. We got
How many have we done?
none,
Like 2.
not one. All right,
Okay.
so tip number 3 is mirrors. I use mirrors quite often. I use mirrors not just to bounce light, which is really great, but to open up the space. So to act as a window in some spaces, like if in our kitchen, it's really closed off when you walk in, giving that openness with adding a mirror. It's not, some people might think it's vain to have so many mirrors, but it makes me happy.
well, that makes sense, especially like thinking about most apartment layouts are like this, right? Where you're only gonna have windows on one
Yeah,
side.
so it's creating that illusion and then also bouncing the light. These mirrors here bounce the outside reflection. So even if you're standing at a different angle, you can still see the water from outside and you're not missing that point. Sometimes I stand and drink my coffee and I'm looking at the mirror instead of looking outside.
I have a confession though. It's a much more beautiful thought that you're sitting here looking at the lake or whatever in your mirror. We have a mirror placed in our house so that I can see the TV from the
That's in
kitchen.
the bedroom.
I didn't put it there in order
works.
to see the TV, but once I had it up, I was like, oh, nice. This
nice.
is actually,
Yeah.
It
this
worked out
works.
well. Yeah, we have one in our bedroom. When I'm facing the wrong way, I can still see the TV. But yeah.
So I think, it helps make the space feel bigger and kind of back to lighting.
And you can use it creating layers, right? So putting it on top of wallpaper and adding that second layer to the wall as, decorative decor.
Yeah, I really liked that in the bedroom, the
That mirror
layers
so
there.
much. That mirror was $25.
Yeah, see, and that's really good. That's an important point to make, right? This doesn't have to be crazy.
Doesn't have to be expensive.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be expensive. And I'm a big advocate for mirrors. And the reason for it being, I think I'm actually gonna go bigger with this. This is a change that's gonna happen. The water is on that side, right?
She'll show
I'm still
Bay,
learning how the water flows in Seattle. But when you walk into the space, you can actually see the bay from here instead of having to reach around that corner. So I'm just capturing the view from all sides.
Yeah, especially during the summer when it's always just sunny. It's that is always just bright. So it just makes us happy to know that we just have some type of image versus just blank wall or
Yeah. Or art, yeah.
Yeah.
I think art is hard for us. It really, I feel, has to be very personal. I have that challenge when I deal with clients too. And sometimes we get to the point where it's I'm going to give you the sizes and then you select the art because it's really personal. I don't know if you're going to be able to catch that art over there, but those were given to us by friends, and they're literally
Very good friends from LA.
Let's see if you guys can guess the sets. They're 2 different sets of our favorite TV shows.
Yeah, it's a TV show.
Oh. Frasier.
Yeah, which is makes sense for here.
Is that like?
It looks like a 90s kitchen.
It definitely is. It's
Okay.
the Golden Girls.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't get it.
We have so many blank walls in our house.
Yeah.
Because art feels so personal and like
Yeah.
it's such a big choice that I just don't even make it.
Yeah.
And it just stays blank.
Yeah, we have a huge white wall above our couch where we've gotten so far as to know the sizes. We want to have 2 big things, and we know the size. But pulling the trigger on something is like I have actually suggested maybe we should just put a mirror up at least temporarily.
Yeah. The thing is that if you get stuck in your head, then you're never gonna do anything, right? And it all can come down. Like, I literally have put stuff up and been like, oh my God, what did I do? And then a week later, it's something different. Tip number 4 is don't get stuck on trends. I meet with so many clients that are like, beige is all the rage, so I want beige. You don't want beige. You just saw it on Pinterest.
Yeah.
So what is it that makes you happy? What colors do you wear during the day? Like, he wears a lot of olives and rust, so our house reflects that. And I feel like you should definitely not worry about what everybody else is doing color-wise and really pick what you love and what speaks to you. And our house is always, it's usually not in trend, it's not in style, but it makes us really happy when we come
we
home.
try to do the style thing. So we did the panelings in the bedroom on the wall, and we did some jewel tone color, but it just didn't fit the space. It didn't work for us. So it's like, okay, we're not happy.
You
Let's
can't
change
force
it. You can't
it.
force something.
And that's also the other thing, is like, it's not just thinking about what you love, but also your space. Like, I'll get clients that are like, they want a loft style, but they're in a traditional home. We can't create that. We have to find something that's gonna bridge that gap and make you happy, but at the same time, make sense for the space. So the bedroom has changed many, many,
I
many,
can't
many, many
believe
times.
this is a rented apartment.
And this is the latest change.
So profesh and like luxurious.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
that's so awesome.
Man, that feels good.
Right? So we originally started with just the base of our bed, which is a very high metal base because we have tons of storage that we needed. So our luggage is under there, like extra towels, bedding for guests, stuff like that is all there. And we didn't plan on staying in Seattle for as long as we were, so we only had the metal base at first. So that being said, when we decided we were staying here, we needed a headboard. So we mounted the headboard to the wall instead of to the base, which gives that height and then also now makes the illusion of a full bed. This wall, as far as the whole room, has changed so many times. We originally had a pattern up.
Yeah, we had little like MDF4s, and so we did a pattern that does like
that was extreme. Then I painted it purple for a while. The whole room was purple. When you're picking paint, you don't need the higher end. It's just not necessary, especially for a space like this, right? So that was a big designer flaw that somebody who's an interior designer in this house messed up on.
What was it? $40, right?
But this room right now,
gallons?
the paint color, $40.
Yeah, $40.
Switch. I think that some people get really intimidated by paint. I have a client right now that their house is really dark, and I'm like, all you have to do is paint this one wall. And your whole world will change. And it's like, you just overthink it. And painting is so simple. Like, even he still doesn't. We've switched out our room like 6 times. But the thing is, like, once you get that down, it's so easy, and it changes your whole world. When I wake up in this room now, it's like waking up in sunshine in a place where we don't have a lot of sunshine. Tip number 5, if you love it, frame it. It doesn't have to be a struggle to find art. Look around your home. Do you have like a box full of greeting cards? And if there's one that really means something to you and you really like the design, frame it. Put it in a little frame.
Was it a piece of carpeting?
Yeah.
In your bathroom?
Yep. It's a
so
rug
creative.
sample.
Rug sample? Because you liked the pattern and texture?
Just like the pattern. There's these frames that they sell where it's like a shadow box, and you can just open it and put, your kids' art in there and just keep changing it out and make them, feel really excited, like it's a museum.
That's cute.
Kids do the best art too, because it's just all creative stuff, but you wouldn't even think to do it that way. You're like, oh.
And sometimes it's just like really expensive abstract art.
It does.
I'm really into this idea of if you love it, frame it. And we've been struggling with what to put on the walls in our house. And I think just finding things in your everyday life and putting them in frames is this really cool idea and gives that sentimental attachment that I've been trying to find with art on the walls. So I'm gonna try it. Our 3-year-old has been really into painting and drawing, and it's been really cool watching her skills develop over the last year or so. And instead of like throwing away these endless paintings on scrap paper, I thought it'd be fun to frame a couple and freeze time somewhat. So this video was not sponsored at all. I just think that it's fun to get together with people and see what they're up to and learn from each other. So I met Mariko off of Instagram a little while ago, and she said she'd be down to make a video together. And if you're looking for some interior design services, I know that she would love it if you contacted her and thought about hiring her. She's offering a 10% discount code. I'll link all of her information down in the description. But she's lovely. You should definitely reach out to her if you want some help. And if you're looking to make a home in Seattle, send me a message. Let's work together. Bye.